You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as we get you caught up with everything surrounding this basketball team. And today we get to talk about a Knicks Now subscriber favorite, Omer Yurtseven. A lot of people have asked me, Marshall, should we go out and sign him? Can we make a move? Can we get him on the team? Well, you're in good luck. The Knicks have worked out the 7-foot big man. I don't know if a contract's going to come. We got some quotes from Marc Stein on that. But it shows me that the New York Knicks know that they need to add another center, and they have identified Yurtseven as one of the best guys left of the crop. He's a big dude, man. 7 foot, 275 pounds, still just 26 years old. And last year with the Utah Jazz, averaged 4.6 points per game, 4.3 boards, less than 1 assist per game, but converted 53.8% of his field goals. We've got an entire in-depth breakdown of Omer Yurtseven. But first, I want to say this. The Knicks need to add another center, whether it is now, whether it is once free agents who sign with other teams on December 15th, or once the NBA trade deadline gets here. Leon Rose, Tom Thibodeau, and the entire New York Knicks front office know that they got to go out and add another big man to this team. You look at the current crop of big men that the Knicks have on this roster. Mitchell Robinson is going to be your starting center. I have Precious Achiuwa technically as the backup center, but he's also 6'8", and he's not really a center, but you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Jericho Sims, also on this team. He'll be that guy backing up Precious Achiuwa. And then you got the last pick of the 2024 NBA draft, my guy, Ariel Huck-Porty. So you technically have 4 centers on the roster. Achiuwa, more of a power forward, but with the injury history and all the games that Mitchell Robinson has missed, they are going to need to find someone that they feel confident potentially starting playoff games if need be. I will say I am not confident if Omer Yurtseven is the guy that is going to be starting for the Knicks in the playoffs. Let's take a look at some stats. Let's talk about what he does on the basketball floor. He's played in 113 games in his career. Started out with the Miami Heat in 2021, played 56 games there, averaging 5 points, 5 rebounds, less than half a block per game. The next year, played in just 9 games. Not really sure what happened that year, but found himself dealing with some injuries, I believe, as well as just out of the rotation. Then this past year in Utah, playing for the dumpster fire that the Jazz are, played in 48 contests, but again, averaging just less than 5 points per game and 5 rebounds. I know a lot of people are like, Marshall, we need a stretch big. We need a guy that can shoot it from distance. Yurtseven, he is not that guy. His rookie year, he shot 9% from 3. I don't even know how to read that. 9% from 3 on 0.2 attempts per game. But then with the Miami Heat on 0.8 attempts per game, the second year he was there, shot 43%. Again, we showed you, though, he only played 9 games that season. And this past year, he returned to his form of not being a guy that shoots it from distance. So what does he do well? Well, when he played as a starter for Utah and Miami, he actually somewhat stuffed the stat sheet a little bit. In 2021 and 2022, the big man started 12 games, right? And in those 12 games, as a rookie, I will say, averaged 12 points and 12.7 rebounds, giving you half a block per game and converting on 51% from the field in 29 minutes. That is solid production. And he showed you that maybe he could be that guy. I was talking to my guy, Nick Roloff, host of the Miami Heat Report, F. Rolly in the chat. If you know, you know. He told me that there was people amongst the Heat community that were talking about the idea of Omer Yurtseven being the starting center with Bam Adebayo moving to power forward. That dream, it never really got off the ground, and it is dead. He did play well, though, in the 12 games he started this past year for Utah, giving you almost 9 points and 9 boards a game, another half a block, and 51% from the field. I want to go to this quote, though, from Marc Stein, where he broke the news that Yurtseven ended up working out for the Knicks, but it sounds like the Knicks may have moved on from the big man, saying the Knicks recently auditioned. One, it's a workout. It's not an audition. This isn't a movie or a play, Mark. But he says the Knicks recently auditioned free agent big man Omer Yurtseven, among others. Wonder who the other people are. Once I find out, we'll do a video on that. But they did not elect to sign him. And then a team of Greece has publicly stated interest in bringing Yurtseven to the Euro League. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that team's name because I am going to butcher it, and everyone will laugh at me, which I would actually enjoy every once in a while. The Knicks sound like they are moving on from Omer. I don't think that they've closed the book entirely on it. They worked him out for a reason. Maybe they weren't going to sign anybody immediately after that workout, but keeping their options open and flexibility is always what this organization is about. I'm going to give you my opinion on if the Knicks should circle back and sign Omer Yurtseven, but I want to hear from you. Should they do it? Should they go out and have the big man put pen to paper to join this team to maybe be the backup center or the third string center? Let me know your thoughts. Type S for sign, type P for pass. My overall thought is, one, the Knicks can do better, and I believe they are looking for a better option. Where does that option come from, though? Because, yes, we can say we want better than what we're looking at or what's available, but if other things that are available aren't better, how picky can you really be? Thing is, there aren't really any good options left in free agency, and we're going to go over the top centers left in NBA free agency on today's show, and you're going to see some names that when you were probably playing NBA 2K12, you were playing with. They are old, they are cooked, and they are well beyond their prime. Let's start with Bismack Biyombo, the 6'8", 255-pound big man, 31 years old. I was shocked when I found out Bismack Biyombo is still just 31 years old. I thought he was getting close to 40. Last year, played for the Thunder, averaging 4 points and 5 boards. What is Biyombo going to bring? Toughness, defense, and rebounding. I don't mind that. But I also don't want Bismack Biyombo playing in the playoffs for the Knicks this year as they're trying to win an NBA title. I also don't want to see Tristan Thompson, lefty, then righty, then lefty again. The brother still doesn't know what arm to shoot with. But he's 6'9", 254, 33 years old, at the University of Texas. Hook him. But didn't play all that well for Cleveland last year. He's going to give you what he gives you, kind of like Bismack Biyombo. Defense and rebounding, and that's really about it. What about a guy at 7'4", 290 pounds out of Serbia? Boban Marjanovic. He has just been a locker room guy the past couple of years with Dallas, with Houston. I think his time in the NBA is most likely coming to a close. I don't know what movie it is or what commercial he's always on, but I think that's more so. What do we got? Goldfish. Okay. Shout out to producer Reed. He kid knows ball, man. Boban, I'm going to say no bond. Harry Giles, what about him? I thought Harry Giles coming out of high school was going to be the next Amari Stoudemire. I used to watch his Ball is Life mixtape all the time. The injuries, unfortunately, have not been kind to him. Multiple injuries to his knee. Had one in high school. I believe he had one in college. Didn't really ever get to live up to the potential and really never had the opportunity. I don't think the Knicks will gamble on Harry Giles. I was all in on signing JaVale McGee to the veteran minimum. Then I saw he was 36 years old. How good was JaVale? Do you remember this? JaVale McGee won a gold medal for the United States of America. He was on Team USA for, I guess that was the 2020 Olympics. He had a good run there with the Lakers, turned his career around, used to be the main character of Shaq and a Fool, made himself a really good career, but at 36 years old, I'm not sure there's much tread left on the tires. What about Cody Zeller? Is this the same Zeller brother that used to play for the Miami Heat? Because if so, this dude stinks. All these guys are no good. So I say that to say this. It's slim pickings. There is nobody else out there really at the center spot that you can go out and sign. Like Omer Yurtseven, Yurtseven. I don't even know. I've practiced the name 35 times. I still don't know if I'm saying it right. I think I am. Yurtseven. I don't know because he's not going to be a member of this team. We could just come to that agreement. He is not going to be signed by the Knicks. It's slim pickings, baby. It really is. There is not elite talent left in free agency as we film this video on August 20th. So what are the Knicks going to do? I think a trade makes the most sense. Going out and making a trade for a big man seems like the path that the Knicks are going to travel down. We have heard one name that the Knicks are interested in potentially trading for once he becomes trade eligible in mid-December. We'll talk about that guy around the corner. But first, be a real one. Support the show. Support the sponsor. And rep it. Be a real one. Chatsports.com/RealKnicks. We've got a blue shirt. We've got a black shirt. We're trying to up our merchandise game here. And the only way that's going to happen is if you guys support it. I tell the boss all the time, I want merch. They're like, people got to buy the merch. So if y'all want merch, start here. Chatsports.com/RealKnicks. That information, this link, clickable in the comments and description of today's show. We did a video a couple of weeks ago on big man Jonas Valanciunas going from the Pelicans to the Washington Wizards. There was an article that came out that said the Wizards are expected to listen to trade offers once he becomes trade eligible in mid-December, and we did a whole video on it. And the conclusion I came to is if you don't have to give up too much, I'd be in, because I do think Valanciunas brings something to this team at that center spot that the Knicks do not have, and that is a go-to scoring option. This is the guy that puts the ball in the basket. 4 straight years or 2 years in a row, back in 2020 and 2021, averaging more than 17 points per game. Then the role kind of reduced and he became more of a team player. But still, the last 2 years, averaging 14 and 12. He's averaged more than 10 rebounds for 3 of the last 4 years. The guy can score. He can shoot it. He's got a nice little push shot. He's got a mid-range game, and he can even step out from 3 from time to time to knock it down. Not the worst defender in the world, but definitely not a great defender by any means. And I do think a duo of Mitchell Robinson starting and Jonas Valanciunas coming off the bench, and that is your 2-man rotation at the big spot, that's a solid duo. And I like the yin and yang that they bring. Mitch, defense, offensive rebounding, crashing the glass. Jonas, offense, scoring, production, spacing, playmaking, scoring with his back to the basket. It would be a true platoon. They would be really, really good together, playing at different times, obviously. But I do like having a roster that's got a little bit of flexibility, complementary pieces. I don't always just want a dunker spot big man on the team. So having a guy that's a dunker spot, lob threat, defensive rebounding machine to pair with Jonas Valanciunas, who's an offensive scorer, I think that would be a really good duo for this team off the bench. Do you think they should make that move, though, when Jonas Valanciunas becomes trade eligible midway through December? I want to hear from you in the comments. Should the Knicks trade for Jonas in December? Why for yes and for no? And if you haven't yet, please, please, please hit me up on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up, give me a follow, be a real one, and let's go Knicks.